Hi everyone, this is Ryan Waime, aka Massage Nerd, and today we have Julie Donnelly at the World Massage Festival. Hi, welcome. Yeah. So you're teaching a class here then, right?
Right. Okay. I taught a class, and it was called Work Shouldn't Hurt. It was actually about self-treatment. I do a lot of self-treatment classes. I teach my clients. I teach therapists, physical therapists, massage therapists, occupational therapists.
Okay, cool. Yeah, because the thing is, like the interview I had before and stuff, and more business related, and then also self-help, right. And you're just not getting filled up as much, and I wish they would. And,
right.
Yeah. And what kind of what's your base then for your class then?
Base is actually, have you ever heard of the Travell and Simon's myofascial pain and release?
Yep.
So I've studied that completely, and I've had so many injuries of my own. I had whiplash and frozen shoulder, and I severed the medial meniscus in my knee. I've had sciatica. I broke my ankle. I mean, carpal tunnel syndrome. Yep. And I couldn't find anybody who could do the treatments for me that I knew I would do for you if you came into my office. And I truly, just out of frustration and self-preservation, I figured out how to treat myself. Well, if I can figure out how to treat myself, then I can teach you how to treat yourself.
Yep.
And so I started doing that with my clients, and what I found is I work specifically with people who have chronic pain and sports injuries. Well, if somebody has chronic pain, they need more work than they can afford to come in and get. They basically need it every day. And so by teaching people how to self-treat, they come in, I figure out what muscles are involved, I treat them, I teach my clients how to self-treat. They then go home and they do their treatments, whether it's every day, several times a day, usually at least every day.
Do you make sure that they're doing it right then before you send them home then too?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
we spend probably half of the session on them learning how to do it correctly.
Okay.
And then I have a book that
gorgeous cover.
Real pretty color blue. I love the color blue. And it's called Treat Yourself to Pain-Free Living. And what it does is it teaches how to self-treat all the muscles in the body. And so my clients will have it. So they learn how to do it in the office, and then they have the book as backup when they get home, so in case they forget something. And what happens is, because of people knowing how to self-treat, they get better. And it's wonderful. What I found is that I don't have the same clients coming in over and over and over again. But on the other hand, if you can come in once and we work on, for example, your shoulder, and I teach you how to self-treat it, then you're not having to come back in again for your shoulder. But if you hurt your hip, you're going to come in. And if your next door neighbor has some kind of problem, you're going to say, well, go to see Julie because she'll teach you how to take care of it.
Yeah.
And so I have a lot of clients who come once, or they might come once every couple of months, or depending on...
Do you run into problems because it seems like some of us are in like the fix-me society? I mean, they come in and they expect to be fixed, but the thing is with this is you perform some hands-on then?
Or, oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but sometimes you have to send things home with them. But.
Well, the thing is, I had one client who he came, and I used to talk to him constantly about it, and he said to me, Julie, I just want to come in, and I just want to lie down here and listen to music and have you take care of it. And I said, no problem. We can do that. You're more than welcome to come back every week.
Yep.
I just want you to know that you don't have to come back every week if you don't want to. He says, no, I want to. I said, okay, that's great. And we did that for years. He came in to see me for years, and then I moved from New York. And when I moved from New York, he said to me, you were bound and determined to make me work on myself. Well, you know, leaving the state was a little drastic, so I didn't quite leave, so George would have to work on himself. And I do have clients, I do work on people, but I always will show people how to self-treat when I finish working on them. And whether they do it or not is up to them. I mean, but
And I'm seeing that kind of lacking too in the massage field, just because typically they don't have time. Because sometimes it's back to back to back massages, and they don't want to eat into the regular massage treatment because the client might complain, yada yada yada.
Right.
But if you can actually educate them and actually incorporate this in an hour and just explain to them beforehand, this is sometimes even more beneficial sometimes.
Absolutely.
Because you can, whenever they're in a tough pickle and they need something and you're not available right then and there, what are you going to do?
Well, if your hip starts hurting at 2 o'clock in the morning, don't call me.
Yep.
You're on your own.
Yep. That's awesome.
So you better know how to get that ball and lay down on the floor and take care of it. And another thing that I do, I teach a certification class, because what I found is that too many, and I had the same problem in the beginning until I started Travail and Simon studying them, is we go in and we learn how to treat a bicep or how to treat a levator scapulae or whatever.
Yep.
We're learning how to treat. And so we know how to treat that muscle. But we don't know when somebody comes in and says that they only have pain when they're going up steps, and that's the only time that they have pain. And we go, oh.
Light bulb, you know?
And it's like, so now what do I treat?
Yeah.
You know, you couldn't have something easy?
Yeah.
And there's too many times that the massage therapist would know how to treat the muscle if they knew that that was the muscle that was doing it in the first place.
Yeah.
But they don't know that that's the muscle that's doing it in the first place. And so what the certification course does is it's very intense. And in fact, NCBTMB, there's 5 sections to it. Gave 35 CEUs for each section.
Wow,
yeah.
for each section?
For each section.
Okay.
Right, exactly. So, but by the time you get finished, you know the muscles of that area, inside out, upside down. You can visualize it. You can see what would happen if this muscle is tight. You can see in your mind what's happening to all the other muscles all around it. And so you know exactly which muscle you're supposed to be treating. And you know exactly what the ripple effect is going to be.
Yep.
And it's because you know the muscles so well. You know them so well that there's not a doubt in your mind which one you should be working on.
And everything's connected one way or another too. So,
Right.
And the problem is with the average client, they injure an area and it's just that area they're treating. So they gotta open their minds.
Too many people, including too many massage therapists, I'm sorry to say,
Yeah.
but too many people treat the symptom and not the source.
Yeah.
And so I actually just changed the name of my course. And you have to go through all of the logistics now of changing with NCBTMB, but it's called, we just did it.
I know you have it written down because you
Can you cut and paste?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Oh, what? Root cause solutions. Oh, okay, let's go back to that.
Okay.
Break. Okay, there you go. Now you know you're supposed to break there. Thank you. We just did it in here. Okay. So we just changed the name of the course, and it's now called Root Cause Solutions.
Okay.
And I teach you how to find and then treat the cause of the pain, because too many people treat the symptom, they don't treat the cause.
Yeah.
And once you do that, the success that you have is incredible. Incredible. If you have a person who has a foot problem, it's rarely in the foot. It's usually in the lower leg. Too many people end up getting orthotics and working on the foot because the foot hurts. And it's not that.
Yeah.
It's like carpal tunnel. I had carpal tunnel so bad I couldn't move my hand from here to here, and I couldn't pick up this little piece of paper. And because I had no feeling in my left hand. And so I had to close down my practice because of that. And so I started really researching it, and came to realize that it starts all the way in the neck. And it's the neck, and it's here, and it's here, here, and here, and here.
Yeah. But
nobody knew that. And they wanted to do surgery. And I know about scar tissue. And I said, not happening. No. And it took, when I finally figured it out, it took me about 2 hours to totally eliminate it out of my body. And then I started doing it to my clients, and they would have relief for about 5 days. So they were happy, they had relief for 5 days. Yeah. But then they would suffer 2 days, and then they'd come back in and they'd treat it again. And I thought to myself, why did it go away 100% on me, and it only goes away for them for 5 days? And then I finally realized on myself, I was treating myself probably 20 times a day.
Yeah, and you don't even realize it sometimes.
Well, every single minute that I was not doing something else, I was treating myself. With my clients, I was treating them once a week for an hour. And it did work for 5 days, which is really a lot. So then I had a client who had serious carpal tunnel in both hands. And a young guy, he was only like 32. And he came in and I said to him, okay, I'm going to show you how to do to yourself what I did to myself. And I taught him how to do it. So he comes back the next week and he says to me, Julie, that thing you taught me really works. He said, truthfully, I didn't do it all week. But then yesterday I was in so much pain I thought I was going to pass out. And so I did it. He said, look, he said, I don't have any pain. I said, wow, that's really great. And so then we kind of polished the pearl a little bit, made sure he was doing it really right. Comes back in the next week. He has the biggest bouquet of flowers I have ever seen outside of a hotel lobby. It was huge. I said to him, you know, what's up? He says, I'm just here to tell you that I'm not coming back anymore. I said, that's great. How come? He said, Julie, I haven't had pain since that first week. And he was totally better. And so then I started thinking about it, like, what was I going to do with this? And what I decided is I was going to go out and I was going to teach everybody that I could possibly talk to before I die. And I now have, I've got a video that, well, it's not a video anymore, obviously, it's a DVD. When it started, it was a video. Technology. Anyway, so I have a video that teaches how to do the carpal tunnel treatment. I have a little tool that we created because not everybody is as strong as I am, or they have it in both hands. And if you have it in both hands, you can't use this hand to work on this hand and this hand to work on this hand. Your neck gain is 0. So there's a tool, and it's just a little blue plastic tool, and it works fantastic. And there's charts that tell you where to go. The DVD teaches you how to do all of the treatments. And there's a little book of still pictures, because some people learn better by reading than by watching.
Getting all the senses, basically.
Right. Yeah. And it works. Yeah. And then we started realizing, or I started realizing, that the tool, you can also treat your neck, you can treat your shoulder, you can treat your hip, your leg muscle, which is actually treating your low back. So it works really well.
Yeah. And the best way to get a hold of you would be what?
Well, my email is julie@julstro.com. It's JULSTRO.com.
Okay.
And I have a couple of websites. One is carpaltunneltreatment.org.
Okay.
And so that's obviously for the hand wrist. And the other one is julstro.com. And on both of them, although the julstro.com is more popular, there's forums. And people all over the world post messages on the forums, and I figure out which muscles are causing the problem. They have my books or DVD. Yep. They work on it themselves. They get rid of it. And what's happened is people all over keep saying to me, do you have any therapists trained in Oshkosh? Do you have any therapists trained in Daytona? And the answer has always been no. And that really was the reason I put together the certification course, so that I could refer people and get a database together of qualified therapists.
Yeah. Perfect. So it's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
Yep.
It's fun.
Yep. Thank you, everybody, and take care of yourself. Okay.
Treat yourself to pain-free living.
Yeah. Exactly.